Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Tonight, the Barnstable Town Council holds a special meeting in the Town Hall hearing room. The session is perhaps one of the most anticipated in recent memory, as councilors plan to convene in executive session to discuss the contract of Town Manager John Klim. Executive session discussions are confidential and not open to the public, so ultimately, few know with certainty what might happen this evening. But months of palpable discord within the council over policy and personnel issues have fueled media speculation that tonight's executive session may result in an early departure for the town manager, who is in the first year of a 5-year contract. Earlier today, during Town Council President Fred Chirigotis' weekly irregular appearance on Barnstable This Morning, we sought more insight into the story that everybody is talking about. Here's some of what he had to say. And we should note that any opinions expressed by Chirigotis are his own and do not necessarily reflect those of Barnstable This Morning, Barnstable Today, or Channel 18. Certainly there is a great deal of speculation out there that some type of offer will be made to the manager, some type of change might be in the works. What can you tell us, if anything?
What I can tell you is that it will be an executive session this evening to discuss negotiation with the town manager or renegotiation of his contract. That whatever occurs in executive session, I believe needs to be brought to the public eye. I would not, and I would prefer that we have a public vote so that people can make a determination as to what's in the best interest of the town of Barnstable in public. That's my take.
So then, is that being your position and also your position being town council president, is there some type of change in the works for this evening? Will these negotiations be brought to the light of day, or is this going to happen as planned on the agenda this evening?
Executive session, there are laws about that and ethical rules about that. What occurs in executive session oftentimes must be maintained in confidentiality until the issue has been resolved or until we have a legal opinion that allows us to act in a way that we don't violate anybody's rights. So I would prefer that all of these things are done in the public light, but I must comply with the law. And when there has been a determination and a vote, oftentimes there's a legal determination, and based upon that legal opinion, there's a vote. That a matter has been resolved and can be presented to the public, and I would hope that happens very soon rather than later.
Okay. So then, if there is some type of determination made this evening in executive session, your plan then is, if it's within the realm of rather I should say, if it's legal for an announcement to be made, then you would assume that would be made after the executive session, back in public session?
I think that there's an item on the agenda. I don't have it right in front of me, but I did put an item on the agenda with regard to that. So if there were any determination made in executive session, I would hope I would expect that would be brought directly to the floor in a public discussion.
All right. Now, I think that...
By the way, and I would entertain public comment on that. If we get to that point and a matter is read in, I would like to hear. I think the public has a right to speak, and I would like to hear what the public has to say.
You can perceive the level of discord amongst the town council. You can perceive a certain split between one group of councilors and another. And I wonder, how does the town manager somehow tie into that level of discord amongst the town council, and how?
I think what you would see is that there is a total frustration by a number of councilors who are unable to get their way. So I really have to say they're going to bully their way through everything. And the belief is that if you don't agree with me, I'm going to bully you out. And the town manager has said, look, I've got to go by what the majority of the council votes, sometimes 2/3 majority of the council votes, and I cannot support one position over another. And that has led to increased frustration and a willingness to throw down the gavel and bully somebody out, and that's exactly what it is. This is really a personal, I think, unwarranted attempt. By the way, with reeks of backdoor, behind the scenes, closet type politics that's occurred. You've seen 6 people who come in regularly scripted in their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really is outrageous, and I think people need to speak to it.
Well, certainly we appreciate you sharing your side of the story now, at the very least, and you characterize this feud, as it were, as a personal thing. What does the town manager have to do with disagreements amongst individual councilors or groups of councilors, in your opinion?
First of all, the town manager is the employee of the town council. So the town manager is the administrator of or the executive officer of the town of Barnstable. He takes his direction from the town council. The difficulty is that, and it can be extremely difficult to dance to 13 drummers. So I think what has happened is those councilors who don't get what they want immediately want to blame the town manager without realizing that there's a process to things, and we don't do backdoor politics. We don't do backroom deals, but that's how they would prefer to get things done, and if they don't get their way, then you're out. We'll get somebody who will do it my way, and that's absolutely wrong.
Well, the thing I find very interesting about all of this is that the town manager, as you well know, is in the first year of a new 5-year contract. His performance reviews over the course of the 12 years that he has been in the town of Barnstable as town manager have been mostly sparkling. So if there's this notion, this thought that a change might be wanting to be made, how can that? I mean, I think that you're getting to that point, but how can that be explained with really all the positives that seem to surround the town manager, a lot more than the negatives anyway?
I have not heard a cause, and if there is one, I will wait to hear about it. But what I can tell you is that the town of Barnstable, in dire financial fiscal conditions, probably the greatest recession or depression we've seen in our lifetimes, just received another AAA bond rating from Standard & Poor's, whose report is to the effect that the bond rating reflects Barnstable's strong financial position and fiscal management. You know, if you can come through and advance your financial position in a time of economic distress, I mean, you got to give credit to the leadership.
What kind of position would removing John Klim from office or offering him a deal put the town of Barnstable in, at least in the near and medium term, Fred?
Well, I guess you're asking my opinion on that.
I am asking your opinion, yes.
It only is an opinion, but I would think that it certainly disrupts the security and continuity of the town of Barnstable's management. Every financial advisor would tell you that strength and continuity of leadership over time, you build a track record, and based upon that track record and the continuity of your leadership, you can achieve certain status. When there is change, fluctuation, insecurity, or uncertainty in your leadership, then your financial position has to be in question. Now, if you can bully out the top guy, who's next? And I will tell you that it's my opinion that if individuals who are unhappy with the way the game is going, so they're going to kick everybody off the field and get new players every time that happens, nobody is secure. So I would suggest that there is a lot of difficulty and thoughts going on among individual managers and department heads all across Barnstable. And on the other hand, in such a toxic environment, it's very difficult for somebody to consider, I'd like to go to work in that town and help them. First of all, if you take over a first-place team, you have to perform at a first-place level. So whoever comes into the town of Barnstable, if you think we need a new town manager and someone's going to walk in here and pick up the ball and run with it, they have to advance our position, because any step back is going to be severely questioned. So it's a very difficult environment for someone to come in and pick up the mantle when the town is receiving glowing national reviews. So I really don't understand where we're heading with this, and it's really difficult for me to think is a good business decision.
Are you worried about your own position, Fred?
I'm not worried about my position.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen to me? You know, I mean, what I'm worried about is the position of the town of Barnstable.
If this issue is important to you, tonight's special meeting of the town council is open to the public, though once again the executive session is not. Of course, you can always watch the public session live right here on Channel 18. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.